Good. So if you want to use the chat box to say where you are, how you are, then please do so. And I'll read them out so you don't all have to be peering at the screen, or I'll read out the some of them as they fly by. So we've got Valerie saying good evening and thank you, Vidyamala and Mark. Well, it's an absolute pleasure because it's a highlight of my week coming and meditating with our community. I really, really love it. So we've got Aline saying greetings from Utrecht in the Netherlands. Sarah in Highgate, North London. Eileen in rainy Whitstable. It's very rainy where I am. And Kathleen from a rather cold and dreary Edinburgh. Lizzie from Old Tupton. And Penny. Hello, everyone from North London. And then we've got Bronwyn from High Wycombe. Lovely to be with you all this evening. And Laura from a very wet and windy Devon. And Joanne hello from Kings Lynn. And we've got Jill from Cornwall. Someone Mitchell, J. Mitchell from Nottingham. So we're at time now, 7 o'clock. We'll just wait another minute or so for people to come in. So for those of you who have just arrived, then use this time to check that you've got what you need to be as comfortable as possible and yet alert. So just check that you're on the most comfortable chair that you can find. And if you're lying down, that you've got a pillow or a cushion where your head's going to be supported without tipping backwards and forwards. Having a blanket if you need a blanket. Yeah, just taking time to set ourselves up well. So who else have we got? We got Mike from Cardiff, Julie from a wet and windy Salisbury, um, Elizabeth from Northamptonshire, and Simon have been really sick in hospital for 9 weeks, and I am so, lots of those, pleased to be back. Have been trying to follow on YouTube, but not joining matches the live experience. I'm really sorry to hear you've been so sick, Simon. And well done for trying to follow on YouTube and a very, very big warm welcome back. I can see you out there. Yeah, warm welcome back to the community. And we've got Miriam from Crouch End. Listen to the rain on the conservatory roof. Adored your conversation with Miranda. Thank you so much, Miriam. Yes, I really loved that. That was a event I did last week with Miranda Hart, and we are going to make it available to buy as a recording. I'm not exactly sure when, soon. So you will hear about that on if you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll get information about that. Wow, we got Laurie on YouTube says hello from a snowy Vermont in the USA. Good. Okay, so it's 2 minutes past, so we're going to start now. So as I said, very, very warm welcome, everybody, and a special welcome to anyone who's here for the first time. Yeah, so just to say a little bit about what this is and who we are. This is hosted by the Breathworks Foundation, which is a UK-based charity offering mindfulness or mind training approaches for people living with pain, illness, stress. We've got courses, lots of other resources. And if you join our community of practice, which is an online hub that's available from our website, then you'll be able to access loads and loads of things, and it's free to join. We've been doing these weekly meditations since March 2020, the beginning of the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, we just really, really wanted to offer something to people. And it's just continued week after week after week since then. And I usually lead it, and if I'm away, then another breathworks teacher leads, but it is happening every Tuesday night. So yeah, very, very warm welcome. At the moment, we've just launched a big fundraising appeal, and I'll tell you more about that at the end. So if you could stay on just for a few minutes at the end, that would be really great, and I can tell you about that and how well it's going and how well it needs to keep continuing going. Okay, excellent. So this evening, I thought I would lead an old favorite of mine, which is a meditation called Body Like a Mountain, Heart Like the Ocean, Mind Like the Sky. If you haven't been before, I fully lead the meditation, so you don't need to remember anything that I'm saying. Just follow along as best you can. But we're going to look for stability in the body, a sense of groundedness, and having a body like a mountain. We're going to put our emotions in an ocean-like perspective. So broadening our perspective around our emotional life. So heart like the ocean. And then we're going to put our thoughts into a sky-like perspective. So rather than identifying with the content of what's flowing through the mind, we'll have a sense of the sky, that all the content takes place within. So it's very much a grounding and perspective meditation. So we can choose our meditation position. You can do it sitting, you can do it lying down. It's completely up to you. The main thing is that we set ourselves up with care. Very often in life, we just sort of slump into any old position and we might be more uncomfortable than we need to be. So just checking that if you're sitting in a chair, it'll be supportive and yet also support alertness. If you're lying down, that the pillow or the cushion is at a height where your head won't be tipping backwards or forwards. Covering yourselves with a blanket if you're cool. And you may like to close your eyes. It's up to you. I like to close my eyes because it helps to sort of calm the senses, but you can just lower your gaze if you'd prefer. It really is up to you. And beginning to settle into the position that you've chosen, whether you're sitting, whether you're lying. And beginning to feel the weight of the body resting down into the chair, into the bed, into the floor. So looking for a felt sense of yielding, surrendering the weight up to the support beneath us. Very often we grip onto the body, grip onto our thoughts and emotions. And meditation is a time where we can soften that habit a little bit. And the simple act of allowing the body to be supported by whatever is beneath us is a really good way just to begin to soften this quality of gripping. Do we need to do anything at all? It's more an allowing quality. So feeling into the points of contact between the body and the surface it's resting upon. If we're sitting, this will be the buttocks, the back of the thighs, the feet. If we're lying down, it'll be the back of the body, the back of the head, back of the shoulders. And we can have the legs outstretched, or we can have the knees bent in a semi-supine position with the feet flat on the floor. Just whatever's most comfy for you at this time. And let's take a few deeper breaths. So breathing in and then on the out breath, allow the breath to go all the way out and the next in breath to flow back in its own time. And on the out breath, really releasing whatever we've been doing before, letting go of whatever's coming next, dropping more deeply into the body and the moment. So breathing in freshness and on the out breath, letting go of gripping, holding on. And when we're ready, we can allow our breathing to find its own natural rhythm, just whatever is happening with the breathing for you right now, letting go of ideas of right and wrong, But seeing if we can begin to drop our awareness deep inside the body, so we're resting inside the experience of breathing rather than thinking about it as an idea. So a very gentle opening quality on the in-breath, subsiding quality on the out-breath. Always this quality of yielding and resting with each out-breath. So beginning to get a sense of the body like a mountain, stable and grounded. And to deepen this, let's drop our awareness even deeper in the body. So allowing awareness to pour down through the body and to feel the feet and the legs. And I like to imagine that awareness is like water. Feet and the legs getting drenched, saturated in awareness. So for most of us, this will show up as sensation. So we're resting inside sensations. Maybe if we've got numbness for whatever reason, maybe we've got a health condition, and still have a sense of the feet and the legs. And just noting the absence of sensation. And if the sensations are unpleasant or painful, notice any habit of tensing against them, tensing around them. Yielding back into gravity and noticing the way the sensations are continually changing. So letting go of any habit of fixating on them, bracing against them, just letting them flow in and out of awareness moment by moment. And also noticing any pleasant sensations, maybe warmth, softness somewhere in the feet and the legs. And coming to the buttocks now, resting on the chair. Resting into the bed or the floor if we're lying down. Can we let the buttocks be soft? Resting into the support beneath us rather than perching on top. Letting awareness fill the hips. Coming up now to the belly and the chest and the front of the body. Very gently expanding a little bit on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Very often when we bring awareness to breathing, we automatically start interfering with breathing. So let's see if we can allow the breathing to be natural. Letting go of ideas of right and wrong, good and bad. But resting inside the rhythm. And if for any reason attending to breathing is disturbing, of course you can take your awareness somewhere else as stabilizing with the hands or the feet. And allowing awareness to pour into the back of the body. Coming back to the buttocks first of all, checking that they're still resting into the support beneath us. Allowing awareness to pour up into the lower back, middle back, upper back, the whole back of the body, the whole length and the breadth. Resting our awareness right inside, feeling all the sensations, some pleasant, some unpleasant, some dull. Allowing them all to flow in and out of awareness, like a river. Coming to the shoulders and the arms. So allowing the shoulders to fall away from the midline of the body into gravity. Having the hands supported. So we don't need to hold on to the arms with effort, with gripping. And allowing awareness to pour through the shoulders, pour down inside the arms. Upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers, thumbs. So they're drenched in awareness. Resting inside sensation, warmth, coolness, pleasant, unpleasant, dull, numb, intense, whatever it is. And let's let the hands be soft. It's noticing if there's a reaching quality in the fingers, reaching for the future, or if there's a holding on quality in the fingers, holding on to the past. Letting the fingers be soft in the present. Feeling the contact of the surface that the hands are resting upon, and letting the hands be heavy. Now allowing the awareness to flow back up through the arms into the neck and the head. We're lying down, checking that the head is fully supported by the cushion or the pillow. If we're upright, letting the head be poised on top of the spine. Openness through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat. Coming inside the mouth. Can we let the jaw, tongue, lips be soft? Cheeks soft, eyes soft, forehead soft. And broadening to be aware of the whole body, the whole weight of the body, the whole length of the body, the breadth of the body, legs, torso, arms, neck, head, face. The awareness resting right inside. Flow of sensations in the whole body. An opening quality in all directions on the in-breath. subsiding quality in all directions in the out-breath and the whole body. Body like a mountain, grounded, stable. So let's move on to the next great invitation, heart like the ocean. So beginning to tune into our emotional weather, how we're feeling right now. Might be clear, we might be confused, might be intense, we might feel blocked, whatever it is. Maybe we could come to the heart center in the body, or maybe your emotions seem to be located somewhere else. So we're aware of our emotional state, but now let's give them a big field of awareness, like a great ocean. So maybe our emotions are a bit like waves on the surface of the ocean. Instead of being over-identified with that, we can rest in the great, deep ocean itself. And of course, the depths are still no matter what's happening on the surface. And bringing an attitude of care towards whatever we're experiencing. Respond in the way we'd naturally respond to a loved one having this experience. We'd be kind, tender, responsive. If at any point we experience anything overwhelming, of course, we can come back to grounding in the body, feeling the buttocks on the chair or the bed, feet on the floor. Always breathing. So we're learning how to be aware of our emotional experience, in contact with it, but not over-identifying with it. This kind of sweet spot of awareness and spaciousness. So we're aware of whatever's happening rather than being completely fused with it. Very interesting thing to explore. Feel overwhelmed, we can broaden. If we feel a bit blocked, keep coming closer, getting curious, investigating. And coming on to the next great invitation, mind like the sky. So we can imagine that our thoughts are like clouds passing through the sky. Usually we're completely identified with the content of our thoughts. Let's see if we can let the thoughts come and go, come and go. And having awareness of awareness itself, the awareness that the thoughts take place within, if you like. So the analogy, the thoughts are like clouds and an awareness is like the clear blue sky, always there, boundless, spacious. So again, we're not suppressing our thoughts on the one hand, nor being swept away by them on the other. That's the training. And of course, we'll notice we're suppressing at times, in which case we let the thoughts in, and we notice we're swept away at times, in which case we unhook. Come back to awareness. Now broadening our awareness to be aware of all three invitations together. Body like a mountain, so this sense of resting inside the whole body. Heart like the ocean, our emotions are present, but held in spaciousness. And mind like the sky. Thoughts coming and going, that's normal, but we're resting in awareness itself. Body like a mountain, heart like the ocean, mind like the sky. Now, just as we come towards the end, let's let go of any effort whatsoever and move into a period of just sitting or just lying. Nothing to do, no one to be. Absorbing the effects of the practice. Just noticing the effects of the practice. And when we're ready, we can begin to bring the practice to a close with a little bit of movement. So being very careful not to rush, maybe bringing a little bit of movement into the fingers, the toes. Noticing if you immediately start tensing and gripping and rushing. That's interesting to notice if that's the case. Can tell us something about our temperament. What would it be like to back off, to slow down? And then coming into bigger movements, however we want to. If we've been lying down, being careful to move with care so that you don't strain the spine or the neck. And yeah, coming back to the screen if you want to. Um, and if you wouldn't all mind just staying on for a minute, that would be really great. And then I will stay on after that as well for people to share a little bit. But yeah, thank you all so much for practicing together. I enjoyed meditating with you all. Um, so yes, as I said at the beginning, Breathworks is a charity, and we give away a third of our places on all our courses and teacher training on a bursary basis. We gave away something like £67,000 worth of bursaries in the last year. And we're finding ourselves in a world where the need for what we offer is absolutely ramping up. More and more people with chronic health conditions, health services which can't meet demand, and also cost of living crisis for many people. So we've got a fundraising appeal that we launched last week that Mark is putting in the chat box there. And we really need to raise £50,000 by the end of the year. The really amazing thing is we launched it 7 days ago, 8 days ago, and we've already raised 8,500, which is fantastic from 382 donations, which is really just so inspiring. Our next milestone is to hit 15,000. So we're having these milestones, 8,000 for the first week, which we've hit, and we really need to hit 15,000 by the end of next week. So if you've already given, thank you so, so much. And we'd love you to share this appeal with friends, families, colleagues. If you haven't given already, we'd really love it if you would consider giving. Even if everyone in our community gave £5 or £10, we'd meet our target. And obviously, if you can afford more, that would also be very gratefully received. So the GoFundMe thing is in a chat box, and Mark will keep reposting it as we go through this next part of the evening. So for those of you who haven't been before, I will stay on for a little bit at the end, and people put in the chat box what they noticed in the meditation. And it can be very interesting just to hear other people's experience. And I always read them out because we always have people here for whom peering at the chat box can be a bit of a strain. If you want to slip away quietly, of course, that's absolutely fine. And we'll see you next week. We'll be doing it all again next week. Yeah, good. Thank you. So let's see what we've got here. Lots of thanks. Good practice. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. So, Kathy, I was so still and calm and hardly aware of the pain and discomfort that has been with me all day. Yeah, that's so wonderful, Kathy. And as I often say, when I do this, we have a little chat at the end. It's, the only thing that you've done, Kathy, is choose what to do with your awareness. And through choosing what to do with your awareness, the pain and discomfort has eased and you feel still and calm. They're so encouraging, isn't it? We're not having to go and run 10K at the gym. We just sit quietly and learn the skill of what we do with our awareness and how we use our awareness. And then Lizzie, this is my favorite meditation. I feel strong yet soft and relaxed too. Thank you. That's wonderful. And that's something to cherish in life, isn't it? Feeling strong and yet soft and relaxed. I think that's the thing for many of us to aim for. And Louise, thanks so, so much for all that you are doing. Oh, thank you, Louise. Pain feels a bit better. I've set up a monthly donation and hope you overreach your target soon. Yes, I hope we overreach our target. Yeah, and you can do a monthly donation, which of course is really good for us. You can do a one-off, but actually monthly is even better because that means we can budget. Thank you. Penny, thank you, Vidyamala. Very relaxing. I realize meditation has knock-on effects. I am literally feeling more grounded these days. Thank you also to Mark. Yeah, that's so good, isn't it? I mean, that's why we do it. We often say we don't meditate to have a good meditation. We meditate to train ourselves so that these skills are at our fingertips for life. And then ultimately we do it so that we're a more connected, kind, engaged person for other people as well. So we're not just doing it for ourselves. So if we're more grounded, then we're going to be more present for others as well. Oh, thank you all, just saying you've done the donation. Eileen, I was very heavy at the beginning. Sorry, I was very heady at the beginning, but now much more in my body. Wonderful. We've got Karen on YouTube saying hello from Katoomba in the Blue Mountains in Australia. Gosh, I don't know what the time is. It must be very, very early there. So well done, Karen. Angela, thank you for a place of stillness in a busy day. And Jay Mitchell, that was my first time. I never thought I would be able to switch off and meditate. So thank you. Oh, that's so wonderful. So what you can, you see, you can. We can switch off and meditate. Kerry, thank you. It felt like jagged edges built up through the day have been gently smoothed, feeling energized and fresh. It's a beautiful way of putting it. Helen, very restful, especially at the point of heart like the ocean. My mind had been wandering before that. Thank you so much to Vidyamala and Mark, and also for last Thursday, which I really enjoyed. That was this thing with Miranda. Meg, thank you, Vidyamala. So calming and soothing after a busy pre-assessment for surgery day, feeling much more grounded now. Oh, Meg, I'm so sorry that you needn't have surgery, but I'm glad that this has grounded you now and you feel better. Yeah, I can see you out there nodding. That's good. And Miriam, thank you so much, Vidyamala and Mark. I felt like I'd grown a couple of inches by the end of the meditation, allowing more space in my whole being. That's wonderful, isn't it? Amazing that you can grow a couple of inches in a meditation. Very impressive. So that's the end of the comments, and I haven't had my dinner yet. So Mark, if you wouldn't mind just popping in the donation link again. Thank you very much. And yeah, so I'll see you all next week. Have a good week, everybody. And please share if you could share our appeal as far and wide as you possibly can, we'd be very, very grateful. And thank you so much, Mark, as always.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
That was
everybody.
lovely. Thank you, Vidyamala.
Bye. Bye. Have a good supper.